Yeah, that's quite an arrogant title, I think. because, because we have arrogant mind, so we have arrogant title, or I have, yeah. And but I think it's I chosen this title because it's intriguing, and then it gives us an idea to connect with the truth. Yeah, what is the truth? And who is the master of our life? So I wanted to talk about this from different angles. But before we start, I just want to take a minute and just focus in and do some short meditation. So we connect to the truth, we connect to the present moment, that it's beyond any mastering. So let's just connect to our breathing. It's always helpful. And just pay attention how the breath comes in and out. Wonderful. And just widen our awareness to the outer space, acknowledging that we're breathing from the outer space into the body and exhaling back to the outer space. Now, the outer space is what we choose. The distance is what we choose, yeah? It can be very close to our body. It can be the room that we're sitting in. It can be the house we're living in. It can be the whole creation, of course. Why not? It's up to us. It's up to the mind to decide what is the space. So I recommend that we breathe from the whole creation, as the whole creation. Then it's quite a beautiful experience, very beautiful. Okay, so let's widen our awareness and connect to the whole creation. And inhale and exhale with that awareness of the whole creation. Wonderful. Now, let's add some gratitude and humbleness. So, although the title is I'm the Master of My Life, we started with a lot of humbleness to the truth. Yeah. So, we acknowledge that I am part of something that cannot be described in its dimension. And that acknowledgement calms the mind already. And then I also breathe with gratitude that every breath gives me life. Every exhalation gives life to something else. It can be a tree, it can be a flower, and a star. Okay. So if you are connected to this meditation and you're really connected, so we are together, completely together now. Because we are now, and there is only now. Okay? So that's where the magic starts. That's where everything starts, and that's where everything ends in the now. So we are in the magic. Now the title is I'm the Master of My Life. So this has to be looked very, very carefully. What does it mean? And how we can really make it ours, really, and understand it very, very well. So of course, it's a very short time, but I hope we can get some ideas. Okay, so first I want to talk about the psychological flow. Okay, so if I'm the master of my life, first of all, I need to flow with life. Yeah, I need to be able to realize that life is a flow, And it's very nice to compare it to a surfer. You know, a surfer is not the master of the wave. He's mastering the flow with the wave, and then he can surf. And life, in many aspects, has to be the same, that we are flowing with the wave, yeah, with the waves of life. So the only mastering really is flowing, when we flow, when we don't resist. So now we can bring a question of the difference between a surfer and a king or a queen. Okay, a surfer that is not flexible and not very well balanced on the board cannot surf a wave. A king or a queen that is very tight in their position will not be able to domain their kingdom very well. And if we are as well very tight in our kingdom, we cannot domain our own kingdom very well. So to be the master of your life, you must be flexible. You must be available for life and to go with the wave as it comes, to go with life as they come. Yeah. When a king say, no, this is what I say, you follow my way, yeah, otherwise I put you in prison or kill you, yeah. So maybe the kingdom will thrive somehow, but not for a long time, because there's no love there, there's no harmony, there's no flow, okay? Same the surfer with the wave, and same ourselves in our life, yeah? So in order to master our life, we have to recognize where do we resist life. Yeah, when we don't allow life to flow and we say, this I don't like because I have a shopping list. Life must give me this, 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 and that. And if it's not okay. So I'm resisting it. I don't like it. Okay? So we have to recognize that. And we have to pay attention to the way our mind functions and to see where it gives resistance. So let's check right now for ourselves, before we go psychologically to see patterns of resistance that we have, so we cannot master our life or cannot master the flow. Let's check for ourselves right now, do we resist, for example, the breath? Just check your breathing right now. Is it going in easy? Is it going out easy? If not, there is resistance, of course. Many times it's unconscious, or most of the time, but we're not supposed to resist the breath of life. Okay? So I know that some of you that join this webinar or this talk have training of chakras, and they know that the mind and the body is very much connected. So if you do recognize some resistance of chakras or different parts of your body or in your body, we can easily make a connection between the type of blockage and the psychological tendencies. So if I bring my awareness into the body, observing the breath, and I feel that my solar plexus area is blocked, yet normally it can relate to something around self-acceptance. Yeah. So in that sense of accepting myself or not accepting myself, I'm resisting life. I don't allow life to flow because I don't accept myself, for example. Okay? You can find resistance in the chest or other parts of the body, and they all will show us that we're resisting in some ways. Now, obviously, we don't want to resist life. We want to flow with life. Yeah, we want to feel that everything goes nice, but we have psychological tendencies that doesn't allow that to take place. Yeah, different fears, a different way of being that we encounter as we grew up that doesn't allow life to manifest, and we resist it. Okay? So I want to go back to I'm the master of my life and talk about how do I know that I'm in the flow? You know, I never surf like a surfer, but I did windsurfing. And this is a beautiful feeling when you're really catching the wind and you're holding the mast and the surf goes like crazy. It's such a beautiful feeling. And talking with surfer who surf the waves, the same idea. It's a beautiful feeling. So definitely when we surf and when we flow, we feel good. So one of the indication that we're doing good in life, that we are mastering life, not the mastering of life, yeah, we're not rigid with life, we flow, is that we enjoy. We enjoy our work. We don't say, oh, you know, and slam on the alarm when it's when it starts, you know, when it get off, you know, we say, oh wow, beautiful. I'm up for it. I'm going for it. I'm happy. It's another day. Yeah. And so we're happy with our work. We're happy maybe in our relationship. Yeah. When we wake up and there's somebody beside us on our bed, or we see somebody that we live with, or we're happy. Say, wow, I love this person. I'm so lucky to be with this person. Yeah. We feel good where we live. We open the door in the morning and we don't see traffic, you know, big buildings, or maybe we do, but you say, I chosen to be here. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. So I have a good feeling where I live. I chosen to do that. I'm not dreading where I live. Okay? We get a nice feeling in our body. Yeah, my body feels good. I don't have much pain or not pain at all. Yeah, and I feel good. I feel good in my body. My body gives me a positive sensation of existence. So I know I'm on track. I feel good in my heart. I meet people. I meet friends. I dance. I laugh. I'm alive. It means that life goes well. I'm in my element. I'm flowing. I'm taking a nice surf. Okay? So this is an indication, one of the indication that we're mastering our life. Yeah? That we're surfing our life. We don't rigidly, I master my life. I'm the queen of my life. No, I'm flowing with my life. Exactly like Tai Chi. Yeah? It goes, it flows, it's moving, it's dancing. Yeah? So let's just take a minute for ourselves of reflection. In which part of our life do I feel I'm mastering, and which parts of my life maybe I'm resisting? And maybe our body, because as I said, when we feel comfortable, we know we are on the element, we know we are good. So our body will tell us very clearly. If I know that, for example, where I live, it feels good, it feels good. If I know that there are certain relationship in my life that doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel good. We don't need to, mentalize it so much. We know very clear, it doesn't feel good. It does feel good. Okay? Now, one of the most difficult places that normally we struggle, even if we live in the most beautiful place and we have a lot of money in our bank, in the bank account, and maybe even we have a beautiful relationship, still many times we're not happy. Yeah. So the struggle is internal. Yeah. Something said in our mind that we are not fine, that we are not okay, we didn't achieve, that this is not okay and that is not okay. Yeah. So a big part of mastering one's life is mastering one's mind. And a big part of mastering one's mind is understanding who are you and who is the mind. Most of us living in illusion, yeah, most of us living in illusion that I am the mind. So when the mind say, I like this, I don't like that, it's me. But it's not true. We all have to wake up. It's not true. Who I'm really is infinite being. I'm everything, I'm all there is. I'm not this person, this body, this mind. Yeah. I'm not this name. I've been called by my parents Yair, but I'm not Yair. I'm everything, and you as well. Okay? But we don't understand this. And even when we understand, we forget it. So that's what happened to Moses when he came down from Mount Sinai and he saw that the people are prostrating to the golden calf. He broke the tablets. I'm done with these people. They don't understand the truth. He didn't go to Mount Sinai. He just went enter into deep meditation. And he was completely united with God. Yeah. And then he was there. And then when he just kind of went out of it and just again opened his eyes and he saw that the people don't understand, actually he lost it. He lost the connection. So he lost the connection with God. And that moment, he became again in his ego. And that's what happened to us all the time. That's why it's difficult to flow with life. Yeah. Because that all the time movement between the ego and the no ego, yeah, doesn't allow us to be here, to be alive. Yeah. So constantly we prostrating to the mind and to the ideas of the mind and the thought and the identities and likes and dislikes. And we forget the truth, that actually we're not that. It's the simple truth. Okay? So in order to flow and to be the master of our life, we have to very, very carefully study and be aware of our mind. Because otherwise, we cannot do that. We cannot flow. Because constantly our mind kind of pops ideas, pops identities, pops interactions, and we fall into it. We think, yeah, that's true. This is me. And then we lose the flow. Okay? In order to work with the mind carefully, because what I said here, it's powerful, but maybe it's not obvious for many people. For sure, it's not obvious. So let's just take a minute and maybe observe the mind, because it's impossible to master life without mastering the truth. Yeah. And all those stories about that I can master a parking space, yeah, to my car. Well, we can do it. I can master $1 billion in the bank account. Maybe we can do that as well. Yeah. There's a story that I love of Papaji, yeah, which was the disciple of Ramana Maharishi, and he was the guru still of Muji. Yeah. So he said that when he was kind of in his spiritual quest, he went to the Himalaya a mountain, entered to a cave to meditate, and they found a guy there. And the guy also was meditating. And they start to chat. So what's your spiritual powers? What's your spiritual experience? So this guy told him, I can levitate in the air. And he demonstrate, and he just start to go like this. Say, wow, what else can you do? I can demonstrate for you or manifest for you any type of food you want. Really? What do you want to eat? He said something. Check. He was ready for him in front of his eyes. What else can you do? I can duplicate myself as many times as I choose to. And he duplicate himself, 8, 7 times. So then he said, Papaji asked him, but do you know who you are? I said, no, I don't. So, you can hardly deal with yourself. What does it help you that you can duplicate yourself 8 times? More trouble. So this guy said, that's true. And my master told me that if I meet somebody who can teach me to realize the self, I must be his disciple forever. So from now, I'm your servant. I go with you wherever you go. So Papaji told him, no, just go home. No problem. You can come with me, but there's no need for that. Okay? So this is the point, because there's a lot of magic out there. But in order to realize the truth, we have to separate from the mind. Create space for the mind and realize who we are. Then we can flow with life the best. Then we can say we master life because we master the truth. Because it doesn't matter what we manifest in the material or spiritual world, as long as it is separate from the truth, is worthless. Worthless. That's why the Buddha became enlightened. The gods came down and begged him for his teaching. But he was so blissed out, he said, leave me alone, guys, I don't want to do it. I'm so blissed out. And then they prostrate more and more and begged him, and then he started to teach. Yeah? Because when you are in complete unity, you're one. So who is there to teach? And what is there to teach? Yeah, teaching is when you say something. So there's an essence of separation when you teach. But when you are that, there's no teaching, because that is that. Okay? So to master my life is to master the truth. Yeah? Now, there is no contradiction between mastering one's life and functioning amazing in any aspect of life and being enlightened. Actually, everything you do will be enhanced like crazy. Everything you do, everything you touch. And life will just manifest magically because you know the truth. You're not attached anymore. You're not attached even to the results because it's not you. It's just flowing through you. You are life. You're not mastering life as a separate to you. You are what you're mastering. So I would like it to be practical for all of us. For that, let's just take a few minutes of meditation to recognize that there is space between me, what I called the awareness, and me, what I called ego. Yeah? Normally those words, I, my, me, you, mine, all the different being, yeah? It's all ego-based, yeah? It's when the mind talks to itself or talks to another person as another ego. But the truth is that those words are not really relating to nothing beside thought. So when we want to really advance, we have to start to create space within us from that mind that all the time thinks and convinced that it's it or it's you. So let's recognize that space. Okay? So we can close our eyes. And we can breathe deep. And let's use our mind to connect. In this case, the mind can connect to anything, but in this case, let's connect the mind to sensations in the body. Yes, so just observe sensations in your body. And as you do it, try to create space or observe space, not create, because the space is here, between the object and between the observer. Okay, so for example, if you recognize that you would like to be aware of your abdomen, so just make it very clear for yourself that you observing the abdomen. Yes, so there is the observer and there is the object. Now let's shift to another object. Let's say we say the left hand, anywhere, doesn't matter. And again, you'll see that there is observer and there is an object. And there's space between them. Now, in different teaching, the teaching is that I'm observing, for example, my body, or I'm observing the breathing, or I'm observing this or that. It's okay. It's good to focus the mind. But then comes the question, why do I need to put I in front of the observer? Yeah. Why to do that? And who said there is I anyway in front of the observer? Why do I need to put I in front of anything? Yeah, if I look at a flower, why do I need to say I'm looking at the flower or at the sunset or sunrise or beautiful tree? When we give name to something, either to the object or to the subject, we're losing the experience. So, same hold for ourselves. It's not that I am mindful of my body. No. Not at all. It's actually the whole creation is aware of aspect of it because you are everything. And what you're observing is part of your everythingness. If you really feel it, it will blow you away completely. Then you understand everything. If you really feel that the observer is not you, the observer is actually the whole creation. And the object, let's say your knee, let's say your heart, let's say your sadness, let's say whatever, is creation interacting with itself. In your body, you can say. It sounds fantastic, but actually it's very easy to do. For that, you have to allow your mind to take the size of the whole creation, like we started. And from that position, to bring awareness to any aspect or any object you're choosing to. And then comes information. In that state, it's a bit difficult to talk because it's very transcendental. So we have to come back to earth a little bit, okay? But we realize space, okay? And as I said, to master one's life, you must master your mind. Because, and now we're getting into a new aspect or a new subject, you can say, is the process of creation. Because the mind is a creating machine. That's what it does. In the teaching of yoga, it says that what we call the world or the creation is a movement in the creator's mind. In the teaching of yoga, they talk about yuga, and yuga is the circle or the cycle, yeah, between one creation and then the creation disappears and then another creation appears, okay? And like this it flows, okay? Billions and billions and billions and billions of years, but who cares? There's no time, okay? So, when the creation disappears, yeah, everything comes again quiet, exactly like the breath, exactly like night to day, exactly like everything that is created and then disappears. The creation, the whole creation disappears into no thing. This is the, you can say, the primordial sleep of the creator. Creator also need a nap. It takes a few billions of who knows what, but it's a nap of the creator. And then, something start to move. Yeah, and they say that movement in the creator mind start to, this is the Big Bang, yeah? Things start to come into life, into manifestation, okay? And in that explosion of creation, yeah, we, or all the, let's say, beings, not only human being, can be gods or can be, I don't know, yeah, they get identity, illusory identity separate from the creator, and ability to create. Yeah. So our mind is actually the mind of the creator in our form. Okay. So because of that, we understand that there are a lot of similarity between the creator who creates all the planets, you know, and the whole creation, and these things in our brain called mind. Same, it's the same. And we know it. Simply putting, if you want to go to pee, you must know where the toilet. Yeah, otherwise you go to the neighbor or you go outside. Yeah, you must know. Now, how do you know? So peeing is very, you know, everybody go to pee. Yeah, everybody go to have a cup of tea or everything we do, even lifting this arm. Okay, so all this is a process of creation. If you want to master your life, you need to understand the process of creation. Yeah, you need to understand the connection between no thinking, which is nothing, and something. and to understand that the something comes from no thing. And it comes because it's being created. Like the creator, he did a movement, galaxies, stars, suns, many things. Yeah. Also you do like this and you go to the toilet. It's true. Because if you really take it step by step, you realize, yeah, that let's talk about a cup of tea. Yeah, that if you want to drink a cup of tea, you don't know you want to drink a cup of tea before you had a thought, I'd like to drink a cup of tea. And then, if you really break it, so who needs to bring to who wants? I. So already you created the I. But this thought, a cup of tea, if there is no I to it, who is it connected to? So the I being created. A cup of tea is based on data, this is a glass, so I have some of that vision in my mind, a cup of tea. I know what a cup or a mug is. I know what tea is. So it comes to memory. I have a memory of a green tea, of there's English people here, a nice, beautiful English tea, yeah, like Alexis has, of course. Yeah. So again, it all comes in the mind. It's data that is stored in the system. Okay. So the process of creation is very intricate, actually. It's from nothing to something based on information, on data that is stored in the computer. Okay. They say that when, the Columbus or the Spanish people came to the Americas to discover, the Indian could not see the ships that were in front of them because they didn't have the concept of that thing called ship, So they could not see it, even it was in front of their eyes. Like I believe that now we cannot see many things, even though it's in front of us. Angels, guides, many things that I cannot see. Okay? So we must have the data in our mind and then we can create. So, okay, cup of tea we know, and it's easy to create. In a way, it's been created already. But how about other things we want to create in our life? Yeah. Health, well-being, relationship, love, prosperity. Okay. Especially if it's not in our data, because maybe we're rejecting it, or maybe we never had it, or who knows why. Yes, so it's difficult to imagine something that we don't have data about. Okay. So that's why, this teaching of how to create prosperity, for example, they say you have to really visualize it very clear. You have to feel the emotion that relates to it. You may have to make it as clear as possible for it to manifest. Like when you want a cup of tea, you have the taste, you have the image, you have the warmth, you have everything in already been created, and then you go and actually do it. Okay, so same when we want to manifest and we want to be the master of our life, and we want our life to be somehow, being created in a way that is beneficial for us and for others, we have to make sure that we create it in the right way. Now, if we don't control our mind and our mind just go all over the places, that every millisecond it has different thought. Just a minute. Yeah. Every millisecond it has different thoughts and the ideas, and then it goes here and then it goes there. How can we manifest something? If we constantly, our creating machine is constantly distorted and disturbed. It's impossible. Yeah? Or it's very difficult. So that's why I'm saying to be the master of one's life, it takes a lot of, yeah, a lot of contemplation and actually a lot of clarity. Okay? So let's for a minute check our mind. How is my mind at this very moment? Is it soft? Is it relaxed? Is it centered? Now, pay attention also to thoughts. It's normal that the mind is a thinking machine. So when a thought comes, it's okay. Yeah, but it doesn't mean we have to think it. And let's play a little bit with the mind. Let's try to bring the mind to point zero. Yeah, so when it's not really moving or not moving very fast. Point zero of the mind is when it's relaxed inside itself. It's not moving on an object or towards an object. And if it moves, we bring it back. Okay. And now, just to do it like in a laboratory way, just allow the mind to think something and then see what happened to your system, to your body, to your emotion, to your energy. And then if possible, don't let the mind go too far. Bring it back into point zero. And again, allow it to go to another place. And again, let it come back to point zero. Beautiful. Okay, so the process of creation and the way our life manifests has to go through mind control, that's for sure. And being very, very clear what you want to create with your mind. And very, very clear what is not helpful at all. So here I just want to talk a little bit about what I call the voices of impotence. Yeah, that you cannot do it. Who you think you are to do something? Why should you even bother about it? It will never manifest. I'm not good enough. Nobody loves me anyway. It doesn't matter. many things like this. So these voices, again, it's what I call negative affirmation. Yeah. So if we allow the mind to talk like this, it's also a creation process. We have to be aware of that. So if I allow these negative voices to be in my mind, I'm creating a negative reality. So why would I complain when it takes place, when it's like this? So please don't allow those voices. So I say the mind should not think. But if you're already thinking, so at least don't let it think negative. Why would you? Yeah, why to do that? Yeah. It's all connect to what I talked earlier about understanding that you are not the mind. Yeah, the mind is your slave or your a worker, employee, let's say. Slave is too much. Your employee, but not your employer. Yeah. So this has to be very, very clear. So we don't allow negativity to flow in our mind because it creates a lot of damage. And if you want to master your life, and if you want to achieve what you want to achieve, negative thought or negative thinking should be out of the question. I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy because it's habitual, and actually it's a addiction. And it's part of I think it's the most common addiction on planet Earth, is thinking and negative thinking. So we have to grow out of that. Okay? So then we can create a reality that works for us. As well, we have to understand that we are broadcasting constantly. Like all this antenna that Vodafone has all over the world, or Orange, or all these companies, and then all the satellites and everything, is just to facilitate broadcast. But our mind is infinite. Any thought that is running in our mind is broadcast to the whole creation immediately. It's very powerful. It's the most powerful. Okay? And this is very important to understand, because if you want to create a good reality for yourself and you're broadcasting negativity, the environment, even not only your life, the environment that you are creating around you will not allow what you want to take place, because you're broadcasting negative energy. Yes, so if we're talking of the environment, so maybe the most serious contamination is negative thoughts. Most serious contamination. Yeah, if that change, so the environment will cooperate much faster. Yeah, without recycling even one plastic. It's true, it's like this. Because people will not be able to throw plastic anymore. Okay, this is a whole another subject. Okay. So just to recap a little bit all what I was talking about. So starting to talk about, that to master one's life is meaning to surf the wave of life in the best way possible. I talked about enjoyment, that this is a sign for us that we are on track. I talked about understanding how the mind functions and operates. I talked about understanding the process of creation. And I talked about understanding who you are. Yeah. Who are you? Yeah. And the real mastering of one's life is mastering your true self, which is the infinity. So I just want to leave a little bit of time if anybody want to share anything or have any questions. And I say to share because I'm not a guru, I'm not a master, I'm just sharing my understanding about life. And at least I know some of the people here, and you are amazing people. So if you want to share anything that will contribute for us all, go for it. Alexis, no sharing from you? No. Okay, no problem. Today is Friday. It's Shabbat. Shabbat, we sit and we sit quietly. Yeah? And we connect with the divine. Okay. Okay. In Facebook, there's also some people. If you want to share anything or to write any question, please go for it. Hey, Magda, you really needed it now. Any question, insight you have? Sophia, welcome, my dear. Okay. Ah. Oh, some people only connecting now. My God, when we're finishing. That's interesting. Okay. Christina, would you open your mic? You talk to us a little bit. What do you want to ask? Open your mic. We cannot hear you. Oh,
there we
no.
go.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Sky.
Ah, you are Sky.
I'm Sky. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been here all the time, just
Yeah.
without
I saw
video.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Any insight,
Thank
any
you.
question, anything you want to share?
No, not right now, I don't think.
Beautiful.
Maybe later.
Maybe later. Okay, great. Okay, so, oh yeah, just Magda has a question here on Facebook. I'll just continue to meditate now. Okay. Okay, thank you, Magda. Have a beautiful day. Okay, lovely people. So thank you very much. And
thank you. It's lovely.
Yeah,
you're very, very welcome. It's powerful.
Yes.
We're all blessed, I'm telling you, big time.
Amen.
Okay, beautiful day for everybody, and see you around.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the now space. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.